There's a tiny warning sign on this budgie's toes that almost every owner overlooks. These lesions start as one tiny little white bump that most owners often miss. The birds at that point often show very subtle signs, but if you look closely, all of her major joints are affected in her toes, and you can see not only is her foot swollen, but she has multiple hard white nodules, hold on baby girl, throughout her foot and all of her toes. And you can see the redness surrounding the nodules here. So what do these white bumps mean? Do you have any idea? Comment below. So if you look at her right foot, she also has these very firm, hard white nodules throughout her toe and her foot. And these little nodules often start as one tiny little white bump that most owners would miss, and very subtle signs, and progress to the point where it's affecting all of her major joints. Do you know what these are? We'll go over that. These are uric acid crystals in the joints, and this is gout. This is a very common problem that we see on birds with kidney disease, overprotein, high protein in the diet, or hyperproteinemia, chronic and severe dehydration. And the implication of this is kidney failure and intense pain for the birds. These are like little crystals inside the joint, like little bits of glass in the joint almost. And so every time this bird moves these joints, she's feeling that grinding in the joints, which is why she's not perching, she's sitting. It's okay, baby. This is a very, very serious problem, and if caught early, is much more treatable than when it's caught very late. But the most important thing is you should prevent this altogether so your bird never has to suffer with little feet like this. So what do? Make sure they have a balanced diet. That is the most important thing you can do for your bird. So a balanced diet means the appropriate amounts of protein in the diet. I often recommend a balanced pellet diet like Harrison's, Lefebvre, or Rowdy Bush. Making sure that their hydration is good, they have good and easy access to the water bowl, that they're using it. And you can do things like chop in the diet, which includes a lot of balanced grains and veggies. But if you see this, you need to get to a vet right away. This is something that needs to be looked at and treated. So what's the plan for this girl? So today we're going to be running labs on her. We're checking her kidney values. We do get imaging or radiographs of these joints, and then we do pain control. However, we have to be very careful about the kidneys when we're doing pain control with these little ones, because we don't want to throw them into overt kidney failure if they're not already there. And then we use medications to try to bring these levels down, and then obviously diet correction. So this isn't just a foot lesion. That's very important to realize. It's not just bumps on the foot. This is often an internal problem. The same thing is happening inside to the organs. The kidneys can be dramatically affected. It can result in kidney failure. So this affects the life of the bird, not just the feet. And we need to prevent this more than treat it. However, if we get to the point where we have these problems, you want to catch it early, bring your bird in quickly so the pain can be controlled, the hydration can be dealt with, we can correct the diet, and then we try to bring these levels down medically. So the prognosis for this little one is very guarded at this point. We're starting off with pain control and diagnostics and working on her diet. But it's very hard to go backwards when we have feet that are this dramatically affected.